Paul, we'll start with Callum. How's he doing?
Yeah, it's not great news on Callum, if I'm going to be honest. He has damage to the ACL in his knee, and if I'm going to be honest, we didn't expect it to be good news. He's been in to see the surgeon today after getting the results of the scan, and basically the surgeon wants him to have 2 or 3 weeks to try and get a full range of movement back into his knee. And the idea will be that we're probably looking at surgery for him around about the 5th of December if he gets the full range of movement. But with this type of injury, it's a 9-10 month job. So he is done for this season, and now the challenge for us is just to make sure we look after him properly.
He'll be gutted, obviously, but he's a strong character, and obviously the lads will rally round him as well.
No, of course they will. I mean, he's a big part of the group. Callum, he's been here for a good few years. Unfortunately, he's had a couple of MCL injuries, so he's had these long-term injuries in the past. But I don't think it makes it any easier. It's still going to be tough for Cal. But as I said, it's up to us and the rest of the players to make sure we all rally around him, look after him. I think he's coming back into the club possibly next Monday, so we've just got to help him as much as we possibly can, and whatever support he needs, we will make sure he gets it.
Other injuries, we've got Hunt's back from illness, and JJ's been back in today. How's everyone else doing?
Yeah, there's been a few things, to be honest with you, but it's really good to see JJ back in the building. This is his first day back today. He's come in with a real spring in his step, and he's not able to join in with the rest of the group yet, but today's been the first session on the grass. We've just got to start building up his movement, start building up his running, because he's done no running at all. Everything's been to protect the shoulder so far, but hopefully we can get a really good rehab with him, and we can get him back in the time that we expected. But again, we're looking at end of December at the earliest. Hunt is back in, he's trained all week, so no issues there. Taylor Charters had another full week of training. We're just going to keep building him up with a view to maybe next week, maybe the time for him to be reintroduced. Jack Ellis has started to do some running now that his this issue around his groin has settled down. Finn back is still not in a good place, still not ideal. We've tried to get him back out on the grass, and it looks as if there's more damage there than we originally thought, so we're just still waiting to get a definitive answer on Finn. Chris, the physio, has been liaising with Forest, and they assessed him as well at one point, maybe about 10 days ago, so we're still waiting to see on that one. Apart from that, I think everybody else should be available from last weekend's game, and obviously now we add Jack Armour to that group as well.
Onto Bristol Rovers, Andy Mangan's in caretaker charge, and I don't think they've lost since he went in, so they'll be in a confident mood.
Well, they're a good side. I've got to say I was a little bit surprised when Joy Barton got the sack. I don't really know the full ins and outs of it, but Andy has taken over. He seems to have steadied the ship a little bit. They've got a really good group of players, a good mix of youngsters and some experience. So it's going to be a tough game, and it's really hard to prepare because Andy's kept changing every single game. So they're coming into it on the back of a decent result during the week. They've had some wins, but they've also had some losses, and it's a game that we've got to really focus on what we want to do. We know that we've not been consistent in how we want to go about it. There's been lots of discussion in the change room at the end of last week's game. There's been discussions this week in the training in our training days, and now we want to see what we are capable of. We have to start changing our expectation levels. We've had a good look at what the league is, and I think we have the ability to be doing better than we are, and we've got to make sure we rise to that challenge now.
And it'd be nice to have a Saturday home game after 3 long trips as well.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, we've had to clock up some miles, and the fans have been absolutely magnificent in the way they've done that. They've come and backed us on these long journeys, but it will be nice. It's nice to have the home comforts of our own ground, and the home comforts of having our own support all here, but we have to make sure we make those home comforts count, and we have to get the performance right, and ideally let's get the result right as well.
Already over 5,000 home fans, and they're bringing 500 or more than that, so it'd be good atmosphere.
Oh well, I'd hope so. Yeah, I mean it's we've had some good atmospheres inside Brunton Park, and I expect the fans to turn up again. I know we're having a tough time results wise, but it's still very early in our League One season. It's very early in our development, and I think, you know, without going into too much detail on the takeover, there's more and more positive things going on, and we're trying to build that positivity to take the club forward. So hopefully this weekend we can take it forward with a real big result.
Perfect.